Hi everyone, welcome to Color Conversations with Crawford Street. I'm Tanner. I am the lead designer here at Crawford Street Designs in Marietta, and right now it happens to be fall. It is very chilly, and that made us want to go into a fall inspired collection of colors for our next few episodes of Color Conversations. So if this is your first time, glad you're here. And if this is your second or third or eighth or 40th time here, welcome back. We're so glad that you are here to join the conversation about color. Today's color is actually a very fun color and very fall inspired, you'll see. It is Sherwin-Williams 7591 Red Barn. I love this one. Okay, so it really does. Its name is Red Barn. It totally gives off a great like shed in the back vibe, right? But it's so deep and rich that it could also be a very, very nice, well-maintained, nicely landscaped around it, newly built or newly renovated structure that could be in this color. It's not so jarringly red that you would think, oh my, or it's not Old MacDonald barn red at all. It's a very, very upscale red. So like I said, if you've been here a while, you know that we do a lot with communities and their exterior color palettes. So we build these approved color palettes for communities. We teach them how to design color palettes and how to enhance their own house as well as the community as a whole. And so we do a lot with exteriors. And one thing that we get asked about very often is, what's a good red? I love red. Front door, obviously, right? But there's other places that people like it too, like in the window grids or sashes or mullions, whatever you want to call them. People like a little bit of red. And so this is a great way to get red and get the hominess and the rusticness even of red, but in an upscale way. It really is a beautiful red color. And it has enough punch to be bold, right? If you had nothing else on your exterior or even in your interior, if you have a very kind of monochromatic or a very subtle, minimalistic, simple palette going on or aesthetic going on, then this is totally enough boldness to be your color, right? This is the only thing you would need if you had a gray house. If you had a white house and you had gray, like you guys couldn't see a white right with it, but I did have these handy this time. So say you added like a grayy brown or whatever, this is totally fine to be your color. You know, you don't need any other color. However, I will say that it's not so red that you couldn't pull in something that did carry a little bit of color with it to just be fun. So, you know, I love that that red is bold. And that's kind of what I love about this being a color conversation. It's like, if you're here for red, then you're not here just going, I'm not really sure where I'm going to start. I'm just wondering if like maybe I paint a medium or a gray. Like if you're here for red, you have a reason. Like red is attractive. It is absolutely why fast food restaurants and in the marketing world, red is an eye catcher. It completely is. So if you are already here looking for a red conversation, you have found a good red conversation. It is going to be, like we were talking about, it's color enough on its own to be like, bam, that's red, that's cute, but it's not in your face and it's not cheap red and it's not, like I said, it's not the wrong kind of red. It really is an upscale, beautiful, deep, deep, deep red. Now, another place that this looks beautiful is, if you guys have ever done like color studies or whatever, red is a place that people put in kitchens a lot. And so if you wanted a red wall with wood cabinets, if this was your floors and you wanted red cabinets, this is a fun way to still be homey, and to still get some of that kind of maybe Southern apple, inspired red, but not, again, it's almost like it's been antiqued, like almost like it's red, but with an undertone, an undertone of brown, it's truly a toned down red. And like I said in the beginning, its depth level brings it up a notch to where you can use it more than you would think you originally could. If you have a craftsman style house, this could absolutely be your entire exterior. It is really a beautiful red color. But like I was saying, on the interior and in the kitchen, it makes a great cabinet color. I will say that if you have if you use this as a cabinetry color, because great cabinetry color gives great interest to a visual detail that's already there. So like if it already has curvature or already has a lot of trim work and detail on this buffet or this china hutch or whatever that you have. I have no earrings on today. Just realizing. This is going to pair really nice with something that is already begging you for attention, right? I mean, it's saying, look at me. So this complements really well with something that says, look at me. Like, you don't want to put this on something that you're trying to make stand out, right? So if your window pieces are in bad shape, maybe don't put this on there, on the exterior. Because it is like a look at me color, so it pairs well with look at me things. But again, like we talked about, it's not too, attention grabby that you can't pair it with something else, with a delicate pattern. Like, think about if this was in an office or a library or a powder bathroom and it was only on the trim work bottom detail, like a wainscoting or whatever, and then shelving or whatever was all in this color, and you had books or it was filled. This would be beautiful trim work and cabinetry detail. However, with a lot of cabinetry comes countertops. So where this would look beautiful with like filled shelves and a little bit of visual interest, and even like we talked about with a lower, if it was a lower panel with like a great patterned wallpaper, it can't be paired with something that is way too striking, right? So like if you have a countertop that has a ton, like just a big vein in it, a big, splotch of color, or a very graphic pattern going on, be mindful of pairing that with red. You don't want your look at me's to compete with each other. You want them to complement well. So this complements well with trim work and other kind of naturally inspired stoic even movement. So like it looks good on raw woodwork. Like if you put this on a metal door, it's going to give a different vibe than if you put this on wood, because it does kind of have that homey, rustic without being too rustic feel. So what you put this on and its sheen factor and all that is going to tell you how it pairs and how it feels right or not. So if this is on, woodwork and trim work, the eye knows that that's wood under there. So it goes with a very homey, rusticy inspired, fall inspired a color, because those pair well together. But then again, if you take a very bold wallpaper or a very bold countertop or something, or a very bold backsplash, and pair it with this, or a very bold tile in a bathroom, you know, if you were considering this for a vanity, it's going to, in some ways, compete with each other. So if that's you, and now you're like, maybe I should redirect, maybe you should redirect, or, you know, just be mindful. And if you still love that piece and cool, you want to go for it, then how do you balance that out? So sometimes if you do have a very striking tile and you still are like, I still want my vanity to be red in there, then how can you, you know, mute that red in another way? Can you get just a plain soapstone inspired, maybe honed black granite countertop, a very basic countertop? How do you play off with the right kind of boldness and pair it with the right kind of look at me element? So if this is what you're looking for, a red, like I said, if you're here because you're like, I need a red, start here with Red Barn. It is great. It is an LRV of 9. I never said that, but it's definitely deep, but not deep enough to where you can't pull black with it. My 3-year-old is coming in and out, so that's what the noise is. Sorry, guys. We're a family-run business kind of around here. So you can pair it with a deeper color to even showcase that it's not that deep. It's just deep enough to give off like a luxe vibe. So again, if you're here for red and you don't want your red to be too like fire engine red or too candy apple red, you just want the red to be, you know, bold enough to make its own statement, bold enough to pair with something that you are already trying to show off, then maybe start with Red Barn. And if you need help on you know, the application of this color in your project, like, okay, well, how much of it should I use, or how should I balance it out with something, reach out to us. And if you want to subscribe for more color conversations, then please do, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.